This video is made possible by Practical Defense Systems, the best online security training at the lowest prices. You can start your security career today online at pdsclasses.com. Check them out. Hello, I'll turn this thing off so you don't have to listen to it in the background. We're still working through a 5-gallon bucket of 223 brass that I had sitting around forever. You know, if I can't lean onto something, I don't feel good about myself. So let me move this stuff out of the way so I can put my elbow on here and then I'll feel like I'm at home. How about that? Hey, I wanted to wish you a Happy New Year. It is New Year's Day 2022. Truthfully, I never thought I'd live this long. So I'm really grateful that I made it. I think this is going to be a great year. 2020 obviously was very hard because of COVID and all the restrictions and all that kind of stuff. And then, of course, our current installed president, Slow Joe, has made life pretty interesting this year for 2021. However, this is 2022, and I think a lot has changed. So I wanted to encourage you because I think we're going to have a very good year. It's going to be tough. I'm not going to say it's not. And I'm sure that someone will comment in there what a fool I am and how terrible this year is going to be and that the world is coming to an end. But then I would ask, what profit do I get out of having a negative attitude? And how does it hurt me? What harm does it do to look at the new year with a positive attitude? I think the answer is it does me no harm at all, and I profit not at all by being negative. So I'm going to look at it from a positive point of view. And let's see the kinds of things that are coming up for the Second Amendment. We have some great court cases working their way through court. We have a number of outstanding cases sitting at the Ninth Circuit, which obviously people can say the Ninth is the nutty Ninth and the kangaroo court and so on, and all of which would be true. But the face of the Ninth Circuit has changed a lot. I thank Donald J. Trump for that because he has single-handedly managed to do that. And we also have the New York rifle and pistol case on concealed carry sitting at the Supreme Court, which will be decided and we'll get a decision sometime in June. And depending on the way the court goes, that could develop a hard reset with the Second Amendment and reinstall the teeth that that amendment should have in it. If that happens because they deal with the whole scrutiny issue, in addition to the concealed carry issue in New York, then that will change Second Amendment legal cases going forward for decades and decades. So I'm very hopeful about that one. Even if that doesn't happen, we still have a what appears to be a very pro-Second Amendment court because there's a 5-4 hard majority, it seems. And then perhaps, depending on which way the wind blows, with the Chief Justice, maybe a 6-3 majority. So I think there's some very good things going on there. I'm also seeing a lot of organizations pick up the ball and run with it, where NRA, because they're struggling for their very life and because there was a lot of corruption there, obviously, I think, has dropped a lot of balls. Namely, in California, the California Rifle and Pistol Association has picked up the ball and really run with it, and Gun Owners of California has done the same. Nationally, I've seen Gun Owners of America do some great things. I also see the Second Amendment Foundation doing some great things. I see the Firearms Policy Coalition doing. I mean, there's a lot of people working very hard on this, and then just to try to change the face of elections in a positive way, I'm wondering if Donald Trump is more powerful now as a former president than he was when he was president, because he is changing, he and the work that he's doing behind the scenes, guiding, and a lot of the work that's being done by Republican governors and Republican legislatures throughout the country in various states is changing the way our elections are being done for the better and really putting in some roadblocks and some tools to prevent the kind of fraud that I believe happened in the previous presidential election. Whether you believe that swayed the result or not is not the point. Fraud was obvious and fraud was proven, and we can't have fraud in our elections if we want to have any faith in them whatsoever. I think the other thing I'm seeing too is that the defund the police movement is dead. It's dead. Nobody wants to defund the police. Actually, what we're seeing now, I was talking to a buddy of mine and I did an interview on my other channel, on the Practical Defense Systems channel, in which we talked about this, and he said, no, there's a lot of refunding the police. And by the way, there's the other thing. In addition to this channel, what I've spent the last couple, 2 or 3 years doing with this channel is protecting it from YouTube. Well, now it's syndicated on all these other places. And so YouTube can delete me if they want to. At this point, it really doesn't matter. The videos are still out there. Now, the other places don't have nearly the viewership that YouTube has. But certainly if YouTube decided to delete gun channels, the Second Amendment folks are going to go to these other locations. So I do encourage you to go there and check it out. In addition, I went back to my other channel, which I hadn't done anything for in years, and I've started posting there again, and that's the Practical Defense Systems channel, which is more security-oriented, but it has a lot of stuff there for concealed carry permit holders or people living in constitutional carry states, and there's a lot of stuff there for home defense and home security and that kind of stuff. So I do urge you to check it out, and I'm very grateful for the response when I mentioned it one time before. I added 1,000 or a little over 1,000 subscribers in a few days. So do check it out. I'll put a link in the description. Actually, if you're on YouTube, I'll put it in the first comment pinned to the top. And I urge you to subscribe over there too. Only half a cup of coffee and my lips don't work, sorry. So all in all, I just see a lot of positive coming this year. Now, is there going to be a battle? Sure. Are we going to have to fight for our rights? Absolutely. Is our country in trouble? You betcha. You betcha. I'm not in denial here. I just wanted to encourage you on the first day of 2022 that I am firmly of the belief that we are going to have an outstanding year this year. It's going to be a great year. And the more we look at it that way, I think the more likely that is to happen. So I encourage you, grab a positive attitude and hang on to that sucker, right? And if you're a person of faith, grab on to God and hang on to Him, or whatever your faith is. If you're not, okay, but grab on to a positive attitude and run with that. We're going to have a great year this year. I'm positive we're going to have a great year here at GunGuyTV. We're going to have a great year on GunGuyTV crew. If you're a member of the crew, if not, I urge you to join. We're going to have a great year with Practical Defense Systems channel now that I'm working over there and doing more with it. I'm going to run like crazy with the GunGuyTV Firearms podcast. I love doing it anyway, and it's been kind of something I've done on the side, but I'm really going to put a lot of energy into it in 2022. We're going to have a great show at SHOT Show later this month. And I urge you to tune in because I'm going to have a lot of podcasts on the GunGuyTV Firearms podcast from SHOT Show. And so you'll get to know some people there that I get to talk to and visit with every year. And maybe you don't get to know, so you'll get to know them there. We have some great interviews scheduled on the Practical Defense Systems channel. We have some great interviews set up and already scheduled here on GunGuyTV. There's a lot of good stuff that's coming. There's a lot of good stuff that's coming. So I encourage you, however big a head you have from partying too much last night, if you did that, it's going to be a great year. Happy New Year to you. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas. And as we go through this year, stick with me. We're going to make it awesome. And wherever you go, whatever you do, stay safe.